Thank you very much for the floor. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, with the compliments of Namibia and the African Minister Council on Water, AMCO, we wish to express our profound gratitude to Honorable Svenja Schulze, the Minister of the Federal Ministry of Environment, Nature Conservation and Nuclear Safety of Germany, for organizing this high-level conference. The efforts of the German government in investing in water and sanitation initiatives are indeed commendable. We in Africa see this high-level ministerial conference as an important opportunity to highlight the challenges that our continent faces, but also bring to the table proposals of how better coordination and appropriately targeted financial resources have to be availed to accelerate action in implementation of SDG 6. Your Excellencies, now Africa has made progress. Almost all African countries have not yet achieved SDG 6.1 and 6.2 targets. In sub-Saharan Africa alone, over 400 million people still do not have access to basic water services. The situation is even more alarming for sanitation, as over 767 million Africans do not have access to basic sanitation and hygiene services, and over 250 million people still practice open defecation. Today, His Excellency President Kikwete has very aptly quoted the statistics reflecting the serious developmental deficits on the African continent. Despite these challenges, financial flows to the sector are not adequate and indeed declined sharply from $3.8 billion in the year 2000 to only $1.7 billion in 2017. This decline is continuing. The current financial flows are but a fraction of what actually is needed and must be significantly enhanced without pushing already vulnerable economies into debt crises. In addition, the water sector is further challenged by climate change, inadequate policies and regulatory frameworks, weak coordination among actors, weak institutional and human resource capacity, and weak monitoring, reporting and learning systems. The continent's challenge remains steep, and there is an urgent need for member states of the African Union and indeed the global world to put in place the needed strategies and policies to accelerate progress towards achieving SDG 6 for all by 2030, but equally the required financial and technology resources. The effects of climate change on water are starting to manifest themselves as an additional burden to African countries. It manifests itself through more erratic climate, resulting in frequent, more severe floods and droughts. Therefore, the Water and Climate Leaders Panel, which I have the pleasure to be part of, advocates for a more integrated water and climate agenda. We call for a global water monitoring alliance, an integrated water and climate stocktake, cooperative water and climate adaptation actions across boundaries, and long-term financing arrangements to respond to the needs. Water action is the best answer to climate change. Your Excellencies, during the African Regional Forum for Water Dialogue for Results in May this year, delegates of the 55 member states of the African Union re-emphasized that the demand for water in Africa is on an exponential increase due to increasing population growth, socio-economic development, and large-scale industrial and agricultural requirements, and groundwater remains critical to sustainable development for Africa. The Forum also recognized the various links between sustainable groundwater and transboundary water management, the essential regional and global cooperation between all stakeholders, and peace and harmonization of legislation, policies, and strategies on the continent, and has developed an 8-point action plan on water for the way forward. Your Excellencies, this is Africa's call for action to continental and global leaders. It is indeed possible, and we can do it. in our lifetime with high level of political commitment and sustainable funding. Together, we can accelerate action on the implementation of SDG 6 and the achievement of the aspirations of all of us to make the world, and indeed Africa, better places. You have our support, and I thank you.